Now, it really isn't often that I get a picture like this on the Antiques Roadshow. This is an artist I know very well. His name's Sir Lawrence Alma Tadema, and it's a portrait of your great-great-grandfather. And he was Leopold Lowenstamm, a very important man to Tadema, because he was his engraver. And if you could say that 20th century British artists got rich, well, that's nothing compared to the Victorians. And one of the ways they got rich, one of the main ways, was the sale of engravings. This man, Lowenstamm, your great-great-grandfather, was incredibly important to Tadema through his dealer, Gambart, about whom, incidentally, my father wrote a book. So this is really a sweet spot for me.
I think the etchings were sold for 3 guineas each, and they were runs of about 1,000 or so.
It adds up. And I know that the copyright to Tadema's paintings was sometimes sold for more than the paintings themselves. It was so valuable. So that's just some measure of the Victorian print trade. But when you first came in, I was talking to Fiona about it earlier, got very excited because you brought this small picture here, which is actually just painted over in white, over a photograph. It's done by Tadema for your great-great-grandfather, as an aid so that he can see how to make his engraving. It's an essay in tone, rendering colour into black and white, so that Lowenstamm can understand it and make his plate. And what I like about the portrait of him is here he is actually making the plate from a painting by Tadema, and he's got the copper there, he's got a rest made out of wood for his hands so that he doesn't have to touch the copper, and he's got the stylus or burin there, and here in this jar I think some kind of volatile, some acid or something that he can wipe across the plate, see how he's doing, a magnifying glass, and then the light has been diffused by this wonderful paper screen that's set at an angle against the window so that the light is non-directional. And he's done the same by tilting the picture that he's engraving forwards slightly to get the reflection off the glass, and so you can really look at it. I mean, the eye strain must have been extraordinary. But what a wonderful portrait. This is what the French call contre-jour, when the light comes from behind. It casts his face in shadow, but gives it a peculiar emphasis and gives him an opportunity to really show off about the way that he's painted this material of his working coat here. What an amazing portrait. You must know something about it.
It was a wedding present, and I think the wedding was in 1883. And then it was...
That's the date of the picture, it's up there on the picture.
Yes, yeah. And it was displayed in the Royal Academy a year later in 1884 in that summer exhibition.
In fact, it's actually inscribed with a dedication here, and the dedication is to Mrs. Lowenstamm, of her husband, aged 41 years. Right. And this painting, I think we know what that painting is. That's also dated 1883, so it's also the year of his greatest success. He'd only just been made a Royal Academician. He'd just moved into this massive house. He was making tons of money. He was very happy. We're talking about Tadema here, not Lowenstamm. He was very happy. He was a very jovial man, liked to drink, very charming. Was he charming to your great-great-grandfather?
Yes, well, they were close family friends, and I think my great-great-grandmother might have been the governess to their children as well.
Oh, how interesting. That I didn't know. Because I know that Lowenstamm's daughter, who may be your great-grandmother, Millie?
Yes.
She recalled that Tadema was beastly to Lowenstamm.
Okay.
Beastly. There's a letter in which Tadema really lectures him and takes him to task and castigates him and calls him names. I mean, it's unbelievable, and it's because the painter himself was a perfectionist and he expected his engraver to be as well. And yet there seems to have been this really intimate bond. I mean, you can't paint a portrait of somebody that you don't respect in this way, can you?
Yeah, that's interesting.
So, in terms of value, I mean, I think that that's just white over a photograph, and so you wouldn't say it's actually properly a painting, but it is by the hand of Tadema. So I'm going to say £1,000 to £2,000 on that. Tadema, very valuable artist in his own day, and in recent times he's become very valuable again. In fact, he holds the record for a Victorian painting at $36 million for an enormous picture sold in New York a few years ago. This one doesn't quite reach that because it's not of a neoclassical subject and it's not huge, but it is very, very good. I'm going to put it at £200,000 to £300,000.
The trouble is, it will never be sold.
No, of course not. What a wonderful thing. Actually, you know, I think this might be one of the best pictures we've ever seen on the Roadshow in its entire history.
You know, a palpable sense of excitement goes around the whole Roadshow team when something like that painting is brought in. And you could hear the intake of breath from all the crowd around it when Rupert put that valuation on it. And one of my favourite artists too. What more could you ask for? From Arley Hall and the whole Roadshow team. Until next time, bye-bye.
Antiques Roadshow is back at the same time next week. Ross needs money for his mine and he'll go to any lengths to get it, but the Doctor appears to have a mystery benefactor. Poldark continues next on BBC One.